Welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory 1.0. Yes, the game is live, fully live, with the full release version of the game available on Steam and on Epic. We are continuing with this playthrough, diving into Tier 1. We have completed Tier 0 in the last episode, and if you haven't caught that, I will put a link in the description of this video to the playlist so you can start right from the beginning as we play through. With that said, let's jump into Tier 1. Okay, in the last episode, we completed Tier 0 of our Milestones of 9 tiers, technically 10 tiers, that we have with the new Satisfactory 1.0. Today, we're going to be working on Tier 1, where we can get into base building, we get into logistics, which gets us the Mark 1 elevator, as well as some splitters and mergers, which is going to help us with everything. And then diving into field research, where we can get the MAM started to be able to start doing some of our research and give it bit by bit, get us to a point where we can start exploring, gathering hard drives, and trying to progress through the game. We might also get a couple of Tier 2 complete, but the goal in this episode is going to be completing Tier 1. So without further ado, what do we got to do to start off here? All right, let's look at Tier 1 milestones. We're going to base building. I'm going to need a bunch of concrete, a bunch of iron plate, and a bunch of iron rods. All of these we are actively making right now, and they are going to storage. However, just before I started this episode, my fuse blew and a bunch of stuff shut down, so I think I got to top up my fuel. We got to get more biomass burners up and running, and we got to get biomass production kind of started and get that going. Logistics, we got to get our conveyors and splitters, or the splitters and mergers and elevators up and going, and then our field research. Of all of this, we can readily make right now, so we should be able to get through Tier 1 in a pretty good steady pace. So first things first, let's get our power situation fixed, because nothing is working right now because we've got no power. Okay, before I get too carried away with the additional power consumption, I miss my foundations. I want my foundations. So let's go with completing the base building milestone for Tier 1. This requires concrete, plates, and iron rods, of which we have everything we need for that. So this is base building milestone completed in Tier 1. And we should have our launch pod taking off for us.
New structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
I love some of the little added story things that weren't in there before, like things about amnesia and whatnot. They're all really funny little bits that they've added. So let's see what we got out of that. So if we look at our build tab, production, power, everything seems to logistics. Okay, so we have the lookout tower now that we get. We've got our foundations, of which we only have the one type of foundation, so that's going to come later with various research and the fix-it coupons and stuff like that. And we do have some walls, but we can now build foundations. So I'm actually going to be gearing up my hotbar now, so that I've got this set up the way I want it, the way I've been used to. There we go. So I've got my first rows of foundations are set up, and then I go to power, and then there'll be whatever the current conveyor is I want on my hotbar. So that's going to be number 8. And then when I do get the splitter and merger unlocked, they'll be my 9 and 0. So we're plugging along. And hey, look what's returned. That'll get us ready for moving through to logistics, which is going to be more plate, more iron, and more copper wire. So we're going to go gather those resources. But before I do that, we're building some foundations, and we're getting this place looking a tiny bit better than what it is right now. Kind of doesn't take long for a base to start looking like a base. So basically, we moved our hub up onto the hillside there. We put some foundations now that we got that milestone completed. And it's starting to kind of look like a little bit of a base. And then I came over here and I just slapped together some really simple production lines to process our biofuel. So I'm throwing leaves into this container here. So I just toss in my leaves, and on this container over here, I can throw in wood. Then these feed through into these constructors. Now, I know that this is not running perfect right now. Like this says it'll take 120 leaves per minute. Well, obviously we're only feeding it in at 60. So we're actually only making 30 biomass per minute on this side, but really we're only consuming 10 biomass per minute because we don't have any splitters or mergers or any of that type of stuff yet. On this side, we're taking 60 wood per minute, and we're converting that into 300 biomass per minute. And then that biomass is moving into this furnace, and it's generating power for us as well. Of course, we're only using 10. But this should be building, because we should be feeding this at 60 per minute if I've got the wood, which I've only got a little bit of wood right now because it's a lot harder to gather until we get the chainsaw. But we're not splitting it very easily. So when this ends up filling, then we'll be able to swap this out. Or this will have some storage in it for biomass, and we'll be able to take some of that biomass up onto the hillside there and load it into the power generators on the back of the biomass burners on the back of the hub. I might have some. I got a little bit of stockpile here, so I'm actually going to take that because this is full, and I'm going to run this up and make sure it's placed up onto the hillside. Because I don't want those to run out, because we're finally starting to get production happening here without the fuse breaking. But I haven't really been adding a whole lot other than I added the biomass production over there. And it's getting loaded straight into the burner, which is, I mean, that conveyor input on the biomass burner, amazing. Absolutely fantastic. It is a quality of life improvement I wholeheartedly support. While I'm out here gathering around, I did end up with another one of the Steam achievements, which was basically gathering up 1,000 biomass, or destroying 1,000 foliage out here while we're out gathering this biomass, which the name of that achievement is Heal This Nature. So basically it's us exploiting the planet and taking all of its resources, and in this case, it's leaves and wood is what we're stealing from it. So we're already well onto our way of exploiting this planet for all of its worth. Okay, now that we've got a little bit more power generation happening, which is a good thing, and we've got a little bit of like some foundation footprint happening, things are starting to slowly start to turn into a little bit of a factory. It's time to step up our game again. By moving on to the next milestone. So let's head to Tier 1 Milestones. This is logistics. What are we going to get out of this? We're going to get our conveyor splitters. We're going to get our conveyor mergers. We're going to get our conveyor lift. And then building efficiency stats as well, too. So let's get this one on the roll here. We're going to put some plate in, which we've got lots of. Iron rods, which we've got lots of. And also the copper wire, which we are well stocked in. And launch away. See our little pod taking off here, delivering its supplies.
Merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fix-It encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in. Visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Wow, there's some words of encouragement. Stand on the shore, stare at the ocean. Picture each molecule of water as all the faces staring at you in hope of you being able to... Yeah, no pressure. No pressure. Thanks, Ada, for those kind words of wisdom and encouragement as we move forward. I'm going to let things run here just for a little bit because we are kind of... I'm going to need to stockpile a little bit of resources because we're now into the next phase of this where now that we have conveyors and splitters, we need to make sure we're using all 120 per minute that's coming out of... Well, we could really only use 60 per minute because of this conveyor. So we need to make sure that all 60 per minute is actually getting made into iron plate, iron rods. Maybe we'll get an iron screw production run going. Our concrete, let's make sure our concrete's running efficiently. The copper line, right now we're only making copper wire. We don't have an automated line for making copper cable. So these are little things that we need to start optimizing and improving. But to do that, of course, I'm going to have to build a whole pile of stuff. So I'm going to need a little bit of a stockpile of plate and iron rods and concrete to be able to get that taken care of. All right, so I'm out here over by my biomass burners, and of which I have drastically improved how they're performing. And I discovered, tucked away in the back corner here, there is a cave system in here. I have not gone in. I only went in a little ways. So we're going to go sneak our way in here. We're going to keep our eyes open for any spiders because they are like the bane of our existence. I think this might be one of our first Mercer spheres. But there's got to be some bad guys. There's mycelium. So that's awesome.
The fruit of this fungus-like flora does not seem to show much potential for use. However, its mycelial network is worth further investigation. Store this potential resource for later use.
Not enough space in my inventory. I can't gather that Mercer sphere. I gotta go empty out some stuff. But I'm gonna grab some mycelia first. Since we're here. Because that's all going to jump into our MAM research. So I will gladly scoop some of this stuff, and then I'm going to go empty my inventory, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to grab that Mercer sphere. Because that's going to lead to alien tech and all the new cool things like that, what's in Minecraft terms, the Ender Chest capabilities. So, okay, so I just made a little bit of room, and we are going to sneak our way in here and grab one of these Mercer spheres. Okay, the animation on that is
Dr. D.M.
on
Mercer
point.
was the first to recognize the presence and probable nature of these alien artifacts. These chain-melted state spheres are named in his honor. Each sphere emits a unique signal and will require study to determine local application. Store it for later use.
Okay, so the Mercer sphere, which is a weird alien phenomenon, while the sphere appears liquid, it behaves like a solid and does not have any detectable mass. It seems to somehow interact with and have awareness of its environment. This also awarded us another Steam achievement, and that achievement is, I'm sure these play a critical role. So that's our 5th achievement we have now completed so far. The other thing that I have completed is we've done the logistics upgrade on everything. So everything based off of the belts that I have right now and the nodes that I am mining from right now, everything's running at 100% efficiency. I am consuming and using everything that I can, with some exception of the power. I'm way producing biomass versus my consumption rate, which is totally fine. And that's going to be the wood, because the wood, it only takes 60 wood and makes 300 biomass. However, we're not gathering a lot of wood right now just because it's whatever we pick up from like sticks and stuff. But we are bit by bit getting closer to, getting to the chainsaw and stuff like that where we can get a lot more wood. And then we'll be able to start maybe manufacturing solid biofuel coming up here soon-ish. But I've got lots of power now because everything is being auto-fed. I don't have to run over and keep feeding them, which is amazing. So I am... Max capacity is 270 megawatts of power is what I'm making right now. I do not have the biogenerators running on the back of my hub anymore. I don't need them. They're less efficient. And the ones that we have set up here that are automated are way better for us. So... things are cruising. Now it's just a matter... I got to let things build up a little bit. We should double check on the hub here. Kind of what we need to be able to complete the next tier. Or the next milestone in our Tier 1 hub upgrade. So, Tier 1, we are... Field Research is what we're doing. We need 3... You know what? I just need to go gather some screws. Of which I have that automated now. Screws are being automated, made. I got lots of wire. I got lots of plate. We're going to get this done here right away. One quick thing I do want to build, though, before I do complete that final tier, or that final milestone in Tier 1, is I would like to get the space elevator built. So let's just have a look and see what we need for that. We need 500 concrete, 250 plate. We need 400 iron and 1,500 copper wire. You know what? I bet you the only thing I'm going to be shy on is the concrete, just because this is only I think it's a poor quality node. I'm only getting 60 items per minute off of this. And then this takes 40. Wait, why am I even... Oh yeah, because these are 45 per. So I'm actually splitting, I'm going 30 into each of these just so that I can use all 60 of our limestone into the concrete. And how much do we got? We got like 318. We got a little bit of grinding to go yet on getting us our concrete. I'm going to put the space elevator down. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it yet. I don't want it down on this level because there's going to be a lot more stuff down here. I think I might go and stick it up behind the hub up there somewhere. And just to put it up for now so we can get things rolling there. And then we'll end up completing the tier. So while I was waiting for our concrete to finish manufacturing, finish running through the constructor, there was a power slug up here. I did go and grab that. And of course that led to my 6th achievement. And it's just called Yoink. Because, well, we just end up stealing it and grabbing it. And we basically just zoink. So, yeah, that we're now got 6 of the achievements on Steam knocked out. Okay, we've gathered up our materials to be able to build our space elevator. I did build a platform up here. I'm hoping it's large enough. I'm pretty sure it is. Let's just see if we can get this bad boy up here. And I want the interface right there. And boom, there goes our space elevator. Which I believe is going to get us another achievement as well, too. And then we've got the animation process for the space elevator going up. So let's just watch this as it continues. Oh, there's the rest of it coming down. I do love the animation for this. It is so well done. I'm surprised Ada hasn't kicked in and said something about us building that. And we now have a built space elevator. Excellent. Oh, there we go. Here's Ada kicking in.
Project assembly initialized. Congratulations, Pioneer. The space elevator will now automatically connect with the project assembly orbital platform. Project assembly is divided into phases, each of which require the delivery of project parts, such as smart plating, via the space elevator. Subsequent phases unlock access to new tiers with more advanced technologies to construct, automate, explore, and exploit. It is time to be honest. This project is part of the Save the Day program, the largest united undertaking in human history, destined to save us all. Earth is in peril and only Fix-It pioneers offer hope for survival. Fix-It is counting on you. Humanity is counting on you. Do not let Fix-It down.
Okay, so this is where that storyline is starting to come into play here. So Fix-It is telling us there is a situation for humanity, and it's through our ability to harvest this planet and all of its resources gives us a chance to save humanity. Oh, and the achievement that we just completed for Steam was commencing project assembly. That was the latest achievement that ended up just getting fired up there. So I think the next thing now is making sure I got all the materials I need for completing. I need 300 wire, 300 screws, and 100 plate. I don't have enough plates, so I'm going to go gather up some more resources, and then we can finish Tier 1. All right, everything gathered. Let's head over to the hub. We are doing field research. That's the milestone we're completing. We're putting in screws, we're putting in copper wire, and we are putting in some plate and launching. There we go. Ada's going to kick in again here.
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency and alignment with Fix-It's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fix-It's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
All right, so I've just thrown down the MAM research, and then, of course, we've been saving our little bips and bobs here as we've gone through and been gathering them. So we've got some berries, we got some bacon, we do have some hog remains. I don't know if the Mercer sphere goes into research or not, but we're going to grab it anyway. We got some mycelium, and we've got a power slug. All of these can be researched in here. So that's what I'm going to work on in the next episode is we're going to dive into MAM research, and then let's have a look at Tier 2, what we've got to do. We've got parts assembly. We've got to go after obstacle clearing. That's going to get us the chainsaw, which is going to get us also solid biofuel. So we will be revamping our fuel production and our energy generation over there because we'll end up with solid biofuel. We'll be able to push through. And yeah, that's going to continue on our growth mission here. What else we got? Jump pads we can do. That's going to require some manufacturing to be able to do that. We also get the resource sync program as well. So we'll get the awesome shop and the awesome sink so we can start dumping some of our excess stuff into getting us tickets. And that'll get us a lot of the cosmetics and then, of course, the upgraded build gun too. And then Logistics Mark II, that's going to get us our Mark II conveyors, our stackable conveyors, and also our Mark II elevators, which means there's going to be another growth that happens out here. Because I know, for instance, this node right here, we're actually mining that at 120 items per minute. So we'll be able to upgrade our plate construction. Pretty sure I'll be able to upgrade our iron rod and screw production. I can't remember what the node was that I was getting the copper from. And there's one, I've got 2 nodes of limestone that I'm working on. One of them I can upgrade with Mark II belts on that one to be able to get more concrete out of that. So our pod has returned. With that said, guys, Tier 1 is now complete. That wraps up this episode, which is our second episode of Satisfactory 1.0. And reach down, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel. Ring that notification bell so you can be notified when I have a new episode that's gone live. And yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think we should, what you think of 1.0 so far. Generally, a lot of this stuff has been the same. There's been some slight things that have changed. Cosmetically, that we've seen some improvements in the game. And then, of course, that Mercer sphere is a significant change, as well as we're starting to get some story. We're starting to get some additional influence coming from Ada as to why we're here doing what we're doing. So with that all said, we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.